Alright, so in this video we're going to go over activations, land movement, and splitting your armies up. Now when it comes to activations, real simple to understand. You're going to get 3 to 6 per turn, but that's going to be random. You'll see this down here at your bottom left. You see it shows me activations remaining 3. So that's how many armies I can click on and move and attack with and do everything with. Like I said, that's going to be a random number between 3 to 6 each turn, and you can only activate each one of them once. So if I click on this army here and move them, that's it. That's one activation. Okay, so speaking to movement and activations, let's say I've got this army selected here and I want to move them. By moving the cursor and leaving it for a second, you can see that the cursor has now changed. That symbol represents that that's an OK movement. So I can left click there and send my units to that location. But if I move it up farther away, you see it changes to an X instead, showing me that that's not a valid location for the unit to move to. So it's real easy to understand when it comes to your movement. Your valid movement is going to basically be your adjacent spaces that aren't sea locations or Canada unless Britain has actually gone to war with you. So you can't move up into these locations unless the Great Britain has entered the war. And obviously you can't move your land units out into the sea. As long as it's an adjacent location though, it will be a valid location. So you see here, that's valid. So let's click on it. My unit has moved there. But this is still within this one location, so that hasn't used up one of my activations. So you see I can click here, this little line designating this to be a different zone. So let's click on this location, and now you see that my activations remaining has changed to 2 instead of 3, so I have used up one of my activations, and this unit is now grayed out, so they can no longer be moved. With the exception that you can play a forced march event card, which will allow you to activate a unit again after they've already activated, as long as they haven't already fought a battle or entered enemy territory upon their first move. So let's say you don't want to move all of your army. You want to move just some of them. So if we click on this unit up here, you see we've got some units in there. Well, let's say we want to move just some of those units instead of all of those units. By right-clicking on it, you see that it pulls up Split Force, and we can select units just like so. Click on the arrow and decide which ones we want to be in which group. Now, you do need to keep in mind that you can only have a max of 20 units in one stack at a time, but this does not include leaders. You can have as many leaders as you want, and you can have up to 25 if you've played the improved logistics event card. Now, just like splitting your armies, you can combine your armies as well, and that's just as simple as left-clicking on an army and then left-clicking on another army. If you see the symbol that I'm showing on screen to you now, that means the armies can be combined into a single army.